Hello, friends. Welcome to Akulmach Live. And if you remember, and if you're watching the 15th August celebration in India, which is the Independence Day of India, you might have heard our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, making a statement from Lal Killa that India will be developing a very good quality 6G services. Basically, India don't want to get satisfied with 5G services. They want to basically upgrade to 6G services. So, what is special that is happening in this arena, and how fast India is moving? This is what we will understand, and why it is such an important event that even the Prime Minister of India had to stand on the Lal Killa and made an announce to the entire world that very soon India is now progressing towards 6G. So, in order to basically present this whole idea about 6G, the Indian 6G, I went around and I did little bit of information, and some of this information I'm going to talk to you today. What is so important? Why India as a country, as such a large country of currently 1.4 billion people, must look at upgrading the network, which is predominantly based on 5G at this point in time. But then, what is the big deal? So you know that this is the Amrit Kal, as the government says that, and all the initiatives that which are being promoted. It is the Amrit Kal, which is the first 100 years of independence. So during this first 100 years, there are a lot of targets the government has set for themselves and for the citizens, and this is one of them: improving the quality of life, improving the connectivity, and ensuring that all the data which can be consumed is available. And therefore 5G is a lot better than 6G. We will understand this, but let's look at the first point, that why Prime Minister Modi had to make an announcement from the Red Fort today, and that is basically the vision. So what is the vision? The vision is to ensure that the 6G rollout, which is the upgrade of 5G, across every city, every village, every nook and corner of India. That is the vision that has been set by the government, and there are a lot of inherent benefits of 6G. We will actually tell you all of them one by one. So this is the vision. This is very important because if there is better connectivity, if every citizen is connected to some sort of network, then there are better reach out. All the programs of the government can reach out to every citizen of India, every student, everybody, and then more and more services can be rolled out on 6G. And as it is evident that this 6G has to be at least 1,000 times better than 5G, which is still very fast. So what is that we can do on 6G? We will actually discuss more in detail. So this is a vision basically to make sure that everybody is interconnected, everybody has a network. The network must be low cost, basically almost negligible cost, so that a common man can access it without paying extra too much money for 6G. Then you should be able to access the services from anywhere, and so on and so forth. So that's the vision that has been set by the government, and that is why PM Modi made an announcement on 6G. What is the next benefit of 6G? 6G being faster, also it is cheaper than 5G. Not only for consumer but also for the telecom operator. To establish 6G network, 6G towers, 6G infrastructure, etc., it will be a lot cheaper, and therefore, since the service provider will have to, make sure that the services rollout happens across India, the consumer will get the benefit because it will be a lot cheaper than 5G. 5G itself is quite cheaper at this point in time, but then it will be a lot cheaper. It will be much better in terms of cost. Therefore, 6G will be much more affordable. It will be quite affordable. It will be very cost effective. So, in a large country like India, where there are a huge population, and a lot of services can be made online, which is related to, for example, weather services or agriculture or remote sensing, all kinds of services. Current technology is not capable of scaling up, but 6G will be, and it will be doing all that at an affordable price. The next point is sustainability. 6G will be not consuming too much of power. Like for example, 3G. For example, if you remember 3G, 3G was quite expensive. 3G used to consume a lot of power. 5G consumes less power, and 5G devices are much more efficient. 6G devices will be even more efficient than the 5G. So it will be sustainable. It will be in line with the government initiative, global initiative of controlling or contributing to environment protection. And therefore, if a large country like India with huge population migrate to 6G, it will leave a lesser footprint on the lesser pressure on the climate, so that things may be much better. So sustainability, that is the second goal. What is the next one? Next is ubiquity. Basically, the services must be reaching everywhere. Currently the services reach only in the urban area where there is a tower, etc. So if there is 6G, the idea is that it will reach every nook and corner of the country, and everybody will be hooked on to the internet. Whether you are a small guy or a large industrialist, the accessibility of the network will be very uniform. So everybody will get hooked on to 6G network. So ubiquity of the network, which is that the telecom operator will be looking at. What is the next item? So empowering every Indian. Indians must have all the power. They must have the technology. They must have ideas. They have a lot of ideas, but then how they will express all these ideas. So the power must be given to the common citizen, and therefore empowering every Indian is the goal. And using the internet, this can be achieved very easily. And let me tell you some of the applications that 6G will support, like a normal thing. One is the imaging resolution, which is making sure that because there is going to be 1,000 times better bandwidth than 5G, you will be able to transmit a lot of data. And what you can do by transmitting this data, you can actually create holographic images with the person with whom you are talking. You can actually create a holographic image, and it will look like that as if you're talking to that person, even though that hologram of that person is virtual. It will look like that you are talking to that person, and therefore you can have a gathering or holographic gathering with whoever you are trying to interact with. And 6G will have that kind of bandwidth to support this. This is pretty much like science fiction, but this is going to happen. The next thing is the location-based services. Now, currently with 5G, if you are out of the urban area, then you lose out the network, because between these two cities there are highways, but on the highways, if there are no towers, you will lose out the connectivity. 6G will actually ensure that your location will be tracked all the time, and wherever you are across India, you will be able to access this 6G services. So this is going to change the game completely. And so affordable, low cost, low power consumption devices, and at the same time it can be accessible from anywhere. So it will change the game, and you don't have to basically spend money in expensive satellite phones, or even the current 4G which is coming down from satellite like Starlink, etc. So 6G is the future, and this is why the telecom operators are now trying to swiftly jump from 5G to 6G rather than going into the space and looking at the satellites. So this is something which is going to happen. The third thing is the computational infrastructure. The high speed, high bandwidth of 6G will enable a lot of computers to be interconnected. Therefore, you will not need to set up a huge data center for computational power. You can actually have small distributed small data centers which are sort of self-sufficient without any human intervention. And then if you have these small ones interconnected using 6G, it will replicate a large data center. So you can actually utilize high bandwidth for better computational power. So it will enable all that. So your expense of setting up a data center or availing any data center services will be much lower. And 6G will provide that, because of the high speed, on the fly computation can happen, and so on and so forth. The next advantage 6G will offer is the multi-device interface. So you can have multi-device interface in the sense that there are many devices which are being promoted, not only your mobile device, your laptop. There could be sensors put in your house. There could be, if there is a farmer who wants to know exactly what is going on in his field, how much humidity is there in one corner of the field, and so on. So these things can be configured using 6G very easily. Multiple devices can be hooked on to the network, and they are designed to work with your mobile phone or handheld device or even a PC. So you don't have to spend a lot of money in buying Wi-Fi or expensive building up local network in your own office or your own premises or your own house. As long as these all devices are connected to 6G, you will be able to access them, and therefore 6G will provide multiple devices interface, and so on. And it will be uninterrupted internet. There will be no outages. 6G does not support any outages. And since 6G also has very high bandwidth, it will also help you to do remote sensing. It will actually have much more advanced sensors. Things like for elderly management, if there is a fall, the whole help needs to be sent. 6G will be much more capable of collecting this data and quickly send it, and on the fly do computational computation of the event, and then tell the doctors what needs to be done. So similarly, like that, there are several sensory based applications which can be thought about when you have the high bandwidth like 6G. So medical sciences, education, under the ocean exploration on the moon will actually undergo a lot of changes because of availability of 6G. Imagine a situation where the moon colony also has 6G, so they will have a local area network based on 6G only, and then the 6G will be connected to Earth. So the communication between Earth and moon will look very, very seamless, and it will be very, very instant. So these are certain things which will enhance the user experience. And number 8 is the low power devices. The power consumption of 6G devices is much lower than the 5G devices. So that means you don't need very expensive devices. If you're running a 6G, you're using a 6G application, you will not. There will be no need to spend a lot of money in different kinds of devices, very expensive devices. The battery consumption will be much lower. So that means your devices can be lighter, maybe affordable, less expensive, and they will not be consuming too much power. Unlike the devices of the current era, which consumes heavy battery life, etc. So 6G will be much more lighter. And number 9 is the standalone network. So you can actually establish standalone small networks which will be designed to work with larger networks. So this will actually distribute the computational power, and you can have, for example, your colony will be one 6G network, which is a smaller one, but it will be designed to work with a city level or a district level, a larger 6G network. So the usability will be like this, distribution will be like this, but consumers will get a lot of advantage by being part of the 6G network. And above all, the last point is Atmanirbhar Bharat. So the whole initiative is about self-reliant, being self-reliant. So therefore, Atmanirbhar Bharat is very, very important. And as part of this initiative, Atmanirbhar Bharat, a lot of 6G, if the local 6G network is developed, components, network, devices are being developed in India, then it will be a great thing, because India will then start not only manufacturing these things, but also start exporting to other countries. First make a very good quality 6G network within your own home country, then start exporting that to other countries. So this is something which is going to happen, and this is all going to happen in the Azadi Ka Amrit Kal, which is the first 100 years of independence. So next few years are very, very exciting. Now, how this all will happen? What is the big deal? Um, some of these expectations of users can be considered that these are the wish list, but government of India is very, very serious. They have actually established an apex council. This is a council of very expert people who have worked in different industries, specifically in the telecom industries, and they are actually ensuring that the vision is carried out verbatim, and by 2030 we will have a thriving 6G network in India. So the government is working on very, very aggressive plan, and which is very, very exciting. And it's not only making sure that the services of 6G reaches every citizen of India across every nook and corner of India, which is a very large country. It has rivers, it has valleys, it has plateau, it has Himalayas, it has lakes. So reaching out to everybody, every citizen with 6G services, with much more affordable devices and affordability of the network, and also making sure that everybody will get the same experience. So that is why next 6 years may look very exciting, because again 6G is implemented. If 6G comes in next couple of years, it will again change a lot of things the way we do business. So this is definitely something which has to be watched very, very keenly, especially by the business community. So friends, do let me know what you think. If you have any opinion and if you have any thought, please do share your comments with us, and I'll be more than happy to answer you in the next one. Thanks for watching me live. See you soon. Bye for now.